Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Morning. So, class, do you have any problem from rice? Do you get any problem from rice? Class?
No.
No. We discussed exercise 2, no? We finished it, it means. I know.
Yes, ma'am.
So, after this, you should not read this ground zero, eh? You book हजुरहरुसँग भने यो ground zero हजुरहरुले पढ्नु पर्दैन. That is for BA. त्यो BA को लागि हो. Now, we are going to read the hidden life of garbage. 158. Hidden life of garbage. आज हामी यसलाई पढ्छौं and we will go for description tomorrow. Hidden life of garbage. के भने होला? What the title may be, please? Will you help me describe? यदि यो अर्को बुक छ भने 158 है, यो मसँग भएको बुक छ भने बिग वान हैन भने 158 मसँग भएको बुक छ भने. Ready? Are you ready,
Yes,
class?
Ma'am.
Hidden of garbage. What the title may be? ल न मलाई यो टाइटल क्लियर बनाइदेऊ त. Hidden life of garbage. What this title is saying? Make me clear.
मैम तपाईसँग भएको बुकको पेज नम्बर कति हो?
158. I'm sharing you here. के भने होला हिडन लाइफ अफ गार्बेज भनेर? Please. Hidden life means? Hello, what means hidden? Hidden भनेको के हो? लुकेको हैन? लुकेको. Yes, hidden, लुकेको. Hidden life, लुकेको जीवन of garbage, फोहोरको. Garbage means फोहोर. फोहोरको जीवन, फोहोर भित्रको जीवन कस्तो हुन्छ त? This we are going to read and remember. This is also a descriptive essay. Okay, hidden life of garbage. How our life, how the garbage life is. This is also a descriptive essay. You पनि descriptive essay हो, handinos. So I'm going to say you about the writer over here. It is written by Heather Rogers. Heather Rogers. You need to remember the writers, okay, and their background too. Heather Rogers is a journalist. पत्रकार हुनुहुने. Heather Rogers has written articles on the environmental effects of mass production and consumption for the New York Times magazine. So the Heather, who is a journalist, has written an article on the environmental effect of mass production. धेरै फोहोर उत्पादन हुँदाखेरि how our environment gets affected, and consumption for the New York Times magazines, the open-air reader, architecture, and a variety of other publications he has written. Her 2002 documentary film Gone Tomorrow, documentary film, that is Gone Tomorrow, the hidden life of garbage, has been screened at festivals around the world and served as the basis for a book of the same title. Named an editor's choice by the New York Times and the Guardian, the book, published in 2005, traces the history and politics of household garbage in the United States. युएसमा घरबाट निकालिएका फोहोरहरू, how they started being collected, and how this garbage are in different landfill sites and dumping sites nowadays. This history is included. This history is written by her. So, the book, published in 2005, traces the history and politics of household garbage in the United States. फोहोरमा पनि कसरी राजनीति गरिन्छ भन्ने कुरा छन्. Drawing connections between modern industrial productions, consumer culture, and our contemporary throwaway lifestyle. It has connected between it has connected between modern industrial production, अहिले हाम्रो उत्पादन भएको औद्योगिक उत्पादनहरू, that is in modern time, consumer culture हो, उपभोक्ताको बानी व्यवहार र संस्कृति कस्तो छ, and our contemporary throwaway lifestyle. Contemporary means the then, त्यतिखेरको समय, the then, त्यो बेला, contemporary throwaway lifestyle. In the following excerpts from the book, Rogers provides a detailed description. Rogers provides a detailed description of a giant landfill, means very big landfill भनेको फोहोर फाल्ने ठाउँ, in central Pennsylvania, and asks a reader to think about the ramifications of accumulating so much trash. This landfill site also is producing lots of disturb and destructions, and it has created lots of problem. This she wants to present from here. Her most recent book, अहिले लेखिएको recent book हो, that is Green Gone Wrong. Green Gone Wrong means environment, हैन, हाम्रो रुख बिरुवा गलत भए. How our economy is undermining the environmental revolution. हाम्रो आर्थिक अवस्था चाहिँ वातावरणीय परिवर्तन र रिभोल्युसनमा कसरी adjusting, it's going on. This is written in 2010. Background on waste disposal. Now you need to remember this. The background on waste disposal. कसरी यो फोहोरलाई कलेक्ट गर्ने र डिस्पोज गर्ने काम सुरु भयो त? Human beings have always faced the question of how to dispose of garbage. फोहोर कसरी फाल्ने भन्ने कुरामा सधैँ क्वेशन मार्क आयो मान्छेहरूलाई. ह्युमन बिङ्स, they got the question how to dispose the garbage. The first city dump was established in ancient Athens. पहिलो डम्पिङ साइट भन्छौँ हामी अहिले, यो फोहोर फाल्ने सहरमा फोहोर व्यवस्थापन सुरु गर्ने काम चाहिँ एथेन्सबाट सुरु भयो. It was in ancient Athens, and the government of Rome को सरकारले, government of Rome had begun the collection of municipal trash by 200 CE. Even as late as the 1800s, 1800 पुग्दा, garbage was at the worst simply thrown out into the streets of US cities or dumped into rivers and ditches. अहिले हाम्रो जस्तै हैन, उनीहरुको 1800 र अहिले हाम्रो 2020 उस्तै ल हेर्नुस् त 220 वर्ष अगाडि उनीहरुको कन्डिसन र हाम्रो अहिलेको कन्डिसन सेम alike. In 1800, they used to throw those waste materials in the streets. सडकमा फ्याल्थे उनीहरूले, डिचेस खाल्डाखुल्डीमा हाल्थे, रिभर नदीमा फ्याल्थे. अहिले त्यस्तै त छ हाम्रो. Is more enlightened communities, it might have been carted to fall smelling or open dumps or burned in incinerators. कति civilized enlightened बुद्धिजीवी समाजहरुमा चाहिँ they understood that it is producing foul smell, गन्धहरु निकाल्दैछ, यो ओपन डम्पिङ ओपन फोहोर फाल्ने ठीक होइन रहेछ भन्ने बुझे, and burning in incinerators, आगो बाल्दिने हैन, त्यो फोहोरहरु जलाउने काम ठीक होइन भनेर बुझे, that creates clouds of dense dust, धुवाँहरु निकाल्छ भन्ने कुरा they understood. So experiments with systematically covering the garbage in dumps began as early as 1920s. 1920 मै यसलाई उचित व्यवस्थापन सुरु गर्ने भनेर सुरु भयो, and the first true sanitary landfill, as it was called, was created in Fresno, California in 1937. Sanitary landfill site भनेर सुरु गरियो पहिलो पटक 1920 मा, र sanitary landfill site मा चाहिँ कोही पनि नजाने, फोहोर मात्र फाल्ने, that was created in Fresno, California in 1937. Today, more than 60% of the solid waste in the United States, more than 60% of the solid waste, फोहोर निक्लिने हाम्रो 60% भन्दा धेरै in United States ends up in landfill. त्यही ल्यान्डफिलमै लगेर फालिन्छ यसलाई. And the amount of waste seems to keep growing. फोहोर दैनिक बढ्दो छ. According to the Energy Information Administration, the amount of waste produced in United States has more than doubled in the past 30 years. 30 वर्ष अगाडिको फोहोर र अहिलेको फोहोरलाई कम्पेयर गर्ने हो भने US मा 30 वर्ष अगाडिको ठ्याक्कै डबल फोहोर उत्पादन हुन्छ अहिले. So the amount of dust is also getting increased, and it is estimated that the average American generates an astounding 4.5 pounds of trash every day. 4.5 pound four. This trash means garbage, फोहोर है. एकजना अमेरिकनले चाहिँ दैनिक 4.5 पाउन्ड फोहोर उत्पादन गर्दो रहेछ भनेको फोहोर उबाट फ्यालिनु पर्ने, उले युज गरेका मेटेरियल्सहरु डस्टको रूपमा चेन्ज हुने, गार्बेजको रूपमा चेन्ज हुने हुन्छ भनेसी इट इज गेटिङ इन्क्रिज डे बाइ डे. फोहोर बढ्दो छ र फोहोर व्यवस्थापन चाहिँ ल्यान्डफिल साइटमा गर्नाले त्यो जमिन झन् बिग्रदै छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ we will read here in the hidden life of garbage. Okay, let's read it once. एकचोटि पढौं त. कसले पढ्नुहुन्छ? प्रतिशा हेलो प्रतिशा बोल न. जोइन मात्र भएर हिँडेछ कि क्या हो? देविका?
हजुर
yes please start reading.
मैम पढ्नु?
हजुर पढ्नु. आज पढ्नु अनि भोलि एक्सप्लेन गर्छु.
ओके मैम. In the dark chill of ordinary garbage truck.
I didn't listen.
सुन्ने
हजुर अलि सुनिरहेको छैन.
In the dark chill of ordinary heavy steel garbage truck and the creep along neighborhood collection roads, a worker enters the content of his household waste bin to trucks.
अलिक क्लियर आएन है. I am not getting properly. Hasmi will read. Hasmi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
In the dark chill of
Yes.
early morning, heavy steel garbage trucks jog and creep along neighborhood collection roads. A worker empties the contents of each household waste bin into the truck's rear compaction unit. Hydraulic compressors scoop up and cross the drawers, cramming it into the enclosed hall. When the rig is full, the collector heads into a garbage dump called a transfer station to unload. From there, the reject is taken to a recycling center, an incinerator, or most often to what's called a sanitary landfill. Land dumping has long been the favored disposal method in the US thanks to the relative low cost of rural and North America's abundant supply of unused acreage. Although the great majority of our cast-offs go to landfills, they are faces the public is not meant to see. Today's garbage graveyards are sequestered geodetic fields. They are also high-tech and increasingly located in rural areas that receive much of their rubbish from urban centers that no longer bury their own wastage. There's a reason landfills are tucked away on the edge of town in otherwise untraveled terrain, camouflaged by hydroseeded, neatly tied slopes. If people saw what happened to their waste, lit with the stains witness the scale of destruction, they might start asking difficult questions. Waste management, the largest rubbish handling corporation in the world, operates in geological reclamation operations and waste systems landfills just outside Morrisville, Pennsylvania, in the Dockil River Valley near the where the waste gun momentously crossed the Delaware, leading its troops into Trenton in 1776. Sitting atop the landfill's 300-foot high butte composed entirely of garbage, the logic of our society, unrestrained consuming and wasting quickly unravels.
Yes. What? You are feeling tired?
No, ma'am.
Yes, you can
Up,
continue. It's being clear.
okay, ma'am. Up here is where the dumping takes place. It is referred to as the field working phase. Clusters of trailer trucks, yellow earth movers, compacting machines, steamrollers, and water tankers populate this bizarre 30 act nightmare. churning in slow motion through the surreal landscape. These machines are remaking the art in the image of garbage. Scores of CUs overhead, then suddenly drop into the rotting piles. The ground under feet is torn from the metal threads of the equipment. Potato chip wrappers, tattered plastic bags, and old shoes poke through the dirt as if floating to the surface. The smell is sickly and sour. The aptly named Gross landfill is part of waste management uh, 6,000 arc garbage treatment complex, which includes a second landfill, an incinerator, and a state-mandated leaf composting lot. Gross is one of a new breed of waste burial sites referred to as mega fields. These high-tech, high-capacity dumps are comprised of series of uh, earth-covered cells that can be 10 to 100 across up to hundreds of feet deep or tall, as is the case at Gross Fort Virginia, whereas disposal capacity equivalent to the length of the 1,000 football field and the height of the Western movement as of 2002, Gross, Gross was the single largest recipient of New York City's garbage in Pennsylvania, a state that is the country's biggest depository of for exported waste. WMI Delaware site operations uh, sits on land that has long served the interests of industry, overlooking or rambling mostly decom- decommissioned US steel factory. WMI now occupies the former grounds of the Warner Company. In the previous century, Warner Surface mined the area for gravel and sand, much of which has shifted to its cement factory in Philadelphia. The area has since been converted into a reverse mine of sorts. Instead of extraction, workers dump, pack, and fill the earth with almost 40 million pounds of municipal waste daily. Back on the top of the gross landfill, 20-ton dump trucks gather at the low end of the working phase where they discharge the freighted cargo. Several feet up a dirt bank, a string of large trailers are being detached from semi-trucks in rapid succession. Each container is tipped almost vertical by giant hydraulic lift, and within seconds, 24 tons of nutrients cascade down into the day's menacing valley of trash. In the middle of dumping is a landfill compactor, which looks like a bulldozer on steroids with mammoth of metal spike wheels that pitches back and forth. Its 50 tons crossing the detritus into the earth. A smaller vehicle called a track loader maneuvers on tank trees, channeling the cast offs from kitchens and office into a compactor's path. The place runs like a well-oiled machine with only a handful of workers all reaching the burial. Get
Okay,
a few
okay,
hundred
good.
yards.
Okay, so who will read next one? Anyone interested? Class, anyone, are you interested? Who will read? Bhavin? Bhavin, please. Hello, Bhavin. पढ्ने त हो नि भनेर हिँडिसक्यो कि क्या हो बबिन यस प्लिज कन्टिन्यू आमै पढ्न गाह्रो हुन्छ है रञ्जित हेलो रञ्जित रञ्जित हजुरलाई नि गाह्रो हुन्छ र बुकै छैन होला अगाडि
बुक छैन मसँग अनि
हो त आर्यन हेलो आर्यन सन्तोषी
म्याम बुक छैन मसँग
हस् हजुर सन्तोषी
Yes, ma'am.
यस कन्टिन्यू प्लिज
Ma'am, क्या देखिए?
अघि के हेरेर बसिसक्यो त सेकेन्ड लास्ट पेजको सेकेन्ड प्याराग्राफ हेर त त्यसको
कुन paragraph, ma'am?
सेकेन्ड प्याराग्राफ
Second.
मेरो पेजसँग मिल्दैन होला पेज नम्बर 160 को सेकेन्ड प्याराग्राफ हेर त 160 सेकेन्ड प्याराग्राफ
Get a few hundred, madam.
हजुर
Get a few hundred yards from the landfill's working face, and it's hard to smell the rot or see the debris. The place is kept tidy with the help of 35-foot tall fencing made of litter netting that surrounds the mm, premier, premier perimeter of the sites to landfills. As a backup measure, teams of um, paper pickers constantly patrol the area, retrieving discards carried off by the wind. Small misting machines dot fence tops, roads, and hillsides, spraying a fine invisible chemical water mixture into the air, which binds with odor molecules and pulls them to the ground. In new state of the arts landfills, the cells that contains the trash are built on top of what is called liner. The liner is giant underground bladder intended to prevent contamination of underwater by collecting leach. क्या मैम ये leachate, leachate, liquid wastage and the rainwater that seeps through buried trash and channeling it to nearby water treatment facility. WMIs mm, to Morrisville uh, landfills leach on average 1 lakh gallons daily. If this toxic stew contaminated the site's groundwater, it would be uh, devastating. It would be devastating. Uh, Once a cell is filled, which might take years, it is closed off, kept the caping process in tiles covering the garage with several feet of dirt, which gets guarded, then packed by steam rollers. After that, layers of clay, claimed uh, fabric,
Favorite synthetic.
synthetic mesh, and plastic setting are draped across the top of sail and joined with the bottom liner, which is made of some material uh, to encapsulate all those outmoded appliances, dirty uh, disappers, and discarded wrappers. Today's landfill regulations, ranging from linear construction to post capping oversight, mean the disposal area like WMI's grows are potentially less dangerous than the dumps of previous generation. But the fact remains that um, these systems are short-term solution to the garbage problem. While they may not seem toxic now, all those underground cells packed with plastic rims, batteries, and other hazardous materials which someday have to treated, since the liners won't last forever. Most instead last somewhere between 30 and 50 years. And that time frame just happens to uh, coincide with the post-closure liability. Private landfill operators are subject subject to 30 years after a site is certified. Its owner is no longer responsible for contamination. The public is. There is
Palpable tension. Okay, I will see it.
palpable
There
tension
is
and
a palpable tension, waste treatment facilities, as though at any minute the visitor will uncover some illegal activity. But what's most striking at these places isn't what they might be hiding. It's what's in plain view. The lavish resources dedicated to destroying used commodities and making that obliterated acceptable. Even green is what's so outstanding. Each landfills not to maintain garbage collection system, transfer stations, recycle centers, and incinerators is an expensive, complex operation that uses the latest method developed and perfected at laboratories, universities, and corporate campuses across the globe. The more state of the art, the more environmentally responsible the operation, the more the repressed question pushes to the surface. What if we didn't have so much trash to get rid of? Okay, the lesson is a little bit complex than before. है अब राइसहरू पढ्यो भन्दा यो अलिकति बढी डिस्क्रिप्टिभ छ. Tomorrow I will describe you. Please don't miss the class. And once you read at home too, है राइसको कम्प्लिट पनि गर्नुहोस् र घरमा एकचोटि राम्रोसँग पढ्नुहोस् पनि. Okay, I'm taking your attendance. Don't leave. Okay. Okay. Thank you, class. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Take care. Read a lot.